Good evening, Facebook. How you doing? We made it. Oh my God, we made it. Boy, do we have a testimony about what it took for us to get on Facebook tonight. So I know this show is about to be over the top. When I tell you, if I tell you the process, the journey of today, you be like, wow. So I am so excited because I'm your favorite Ruby girl. And finally, I'm here with the greatest show ever and the greatest guest ever. So tonight we have Tiffany Harvey. And when I tell you she has a story that you better buckle up for. Now, I told you before my other guests to buckle up, but this time I want you to double buckle up because Tiffany, just the phone call we had, really just blew my mind because when you see her, you see a professional person. You see someone that's on top of their game, but you never know what she has been through to get to where she's at now. And so this is going to help y'all out there that's always looking at people at the top, and you keep thinking, "Oh wow, they have to be this perfect person or this special person." No, usually there's somebody that's really been through something deep to get where they have went through. So think about it. Sometimes you have to wade to the deep water, the deepest part to really get into the best part of the lake. That's where I've heard that's where the best fish are at. So sometimes you have to wade through some deep things, go through some deep things in order for God to really
Mhm.
allow you to find your purpose. So Tiffany, thank you for being on the Ruby Girl Talk this evening. The first thing I want you to do is find this video and share it with everybody that you know on your page. So that way they can watch you, they can watch me, and everybody else out there watching. Hit that share button. Let's get the sharing. Let's get that out the way. The sharing, and then we'll get into the caring. So let me just give you a little commercial right quick. So, once again, I'm your favorite Ruby girl. I operate in the role of Coach K. And I am the creator of the Ruby Girl brand, which comes from Proverbs 31 and 10. Who can find a virtuous woman for her price is far above the price of a ruby? So, ladies, just for you only, that makes you rare, virtuous, and most certainly valuable. So, if you go to rubygirl.net, you can get a t shirt. Right behind me, you can get a t-shirt, get all suited up, looking good as a Ruby girl, and you'll be official Ruby girl. And so, also, the Ruby Girl brand is a platform that helps women to be empowered and to be inspired and to understand they can be that Proverbs 31 and 10 plus woman. Let her be your mentor. That is the guy that God put in the Bible for us to follow. So, Tiffany, could you introduce yourself to the audience?
I sure will. First, thank you for having me this evening. And yes, I am Tiffany Harvey, and I'm just, a little girl from Fort Pierce, Florida, who went to FAMU, then went on to the military where I am a commander in the Navy Reserves. I have a beautiful son, one beautiful son. He's 5 year old, Jeremiah. But then also, I'm a speaker, I'm a writer, and I'm a giver. Everything I do in life is all about helping others. I have a way and a gift that God has blessed me with to take really difficult problems that seem so complex to most people. And don't get me wrong, everyone is so smart. I work with some of the smartest people, but I have a gift to be able to break things down to really help them understand and process it. So, but speaker, writer, entrepreneur, and last of all, I have my consultation business where, again, it's about helping everyone who wants to become a federal contractor.
Ooh, if y'all don't know about getting these federal contracts, a lot of times, Tiffany, people think ordinary people can't get them. They think you have to be like a big corporation, been established for years, making like a million or something, but they don't understand. There's beginning companies that are getting these federal contracts. It's because we're not in the game, and the businesses that are, they just keep getting the contracts over and over, and they don't tell anybody. Am I right?
Exactly. Right. I mean, let's show, if you don't show up, you can't be in the game. So if you're not submitting the bids, you're not going to win. It's just a matter of submitting the bids. We're not looking at all this experience all the time where people thinking that's the biggest myth, the biggest red tape. Everyone says, oh, they only give it to the big contractors. Oh, they only give it to you need 10, 20 years. Do you have an LLC? Do you have an EIN? Do you have your cage code? Then come on and apply.
Okay. And see, people don't understand how simple that is. It's not hard at all to get a
No.
cage code. You go to SAM and register. Sam, is it
Yes.
sam.org, I believe. Sam.org, and you go
Sam.gov.
there.
No, Sam.gov.
.gov. Okay,
Yeah.
sam.gov. You go there, you register, and you'll get your cage number. You get your EIN from the IRS website. And if you need a Dun and Bradstreet number, that's free too. So it's a lot of things out there that people just don't have the resources. And how do I know? Because my mentor is Art Cartwright, and he's a millionaire. And Art Cartwright is spilling all the tea, Tiffany. Without me being linked up to him, I wouldn't even have gotten my LLC. I thought you had to go to a lawyer, but here in
Mm-mm.
Detroit it's one page, $50, that's it.
Correct. Depending on what state you're in, depending on how much it's going to cost, you could literally get your LLC in 48 hours. You can
See?
literally get your LLC in 48 hours. You could do it yourself. You could go to a lawyer. You go to LegalZoom. It's just whatever is comfortable to you. But get your LLC.
Yeah.
Start your business. That's all you need to get registered in sam.gov. And then guess what? Once you go in, you'll have your cage number and UEI in less than 2 weeks. And guess
Mm,
what? Now you can just start applying for government contracts. It really is that simple.
it is. It really is. So let's get into the meat of the show because we started off with the fire already. So, y'all, I'm here to tell y'all, please make sure you share this because I just walked out of urgent care. We just had computer issues, and so I know that the enemy really don't want somebody out there to hear this show tonight. But we showed up for you. So make it worth the show up, meaning share it, get this information because I'm here to tell you we're failing because of ignorance. Ignorance does not mean you stupid. It just means a lack of knowledge. Like they say, my people perish for a lack of knowledge, and we perish for a lack of knowledge in business also. So tonight we're going to be sharing a lot of gems with you before we even get into the personal part. So just hold on. Even if you're not interested in business, take the information for somebody else. So Tiffany, you got to tell us about TL Harvey Investment. No, wait a minute. Let me back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up, because I have to give them your credentials. So, you're a best-selling author, you're a speaker,
Yeah.
when I tell y'all a serial entrepreneur, and I want you to tell us the name of your three business. Let's talk about serial entrepreneurship right here.
So you have TL Harvey Investments LLC, and then I also have Pick Your Sweet Poison that I'm doing business as under that LLC. Then I also have Speak with Tiffany that I'm doing business as under that LLC.
Wow. So tell us about more about TL Harvey Investments, and then tell us how you became a mixologist. And it's
Yeah.
funny because these are two distinct businesses. It's like you're a professional by day, and then at night you mixing it up.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. So I have taken, TL Harvey is really where I have taken my experience and my training over the last 19 years. And now I'm able to help other people. That is something I am passionate about right now. So whatever I do, I want to do it where God has inspired me to do it. And one thing he has inspired me to do for a very long time is really just to help other people. So TL Harvey Investments is if you are a company, a small business, or you just want to expand and get government contracts, local or state contracts, this is where I come in to help guide you, to help break down the myths, to answer your questions. I've developed a digital download that just released last week, but we have a special going on this week since it's our first true week release for $29.99. I mean, you want to get templates. We giving you full PowerPoint walkthroughs. We give you sample capability statements, RFQ statements, how to build your price proposals. We're giving you the a resource guide, everything that breaks down what you need to do become a federal contractor. But also you get 2 Q&A sessions with me for $29.99. And so, right. And so, that is the basic package. And then also, you can also get the high ticket item where you could, bring me on as your personal person. And I will guide you and walk you through. And not only that, I'm gonna hold you accountable to make sure you get to the finish line. To make sure. And that's what Tia Harvey is all about. It's to help bring everybody forward, to teach everyone, to educate, but also I want people to be successful. If you're successful, I'm successful.
Mm. So you were talking about, we're going back to the contracts again. You say you have a template. So I've been registered on SAM since 2020. I went out there first, kind of looked at it. It was so kind of like overwhelming. I really didn't see anything. I was like, I don't know. I didn't see anything that kind of fit for me. And probably if I had that template, and see, you could charge, okay, y'all gonna be
I know.
mad at me. You could charge way more than that. People are out here charging like
I
$900 and don't have the experience that you
correct,
have. So that lets me know you are really trying to help the people.
correct. So yes, that's the price for this week. And even when the price go up to the regular price, it's $149. Still, yeah, see, still very reasonable price. Even my high ticket dollar item for 90 days is still reasonable. You know, it's not about, and I tell people, can I make a lot of money doing this? Yes. I've been in this game a long time. I know what other people are charging. And guess what? Other people who are charging, high dollars, they were contractors. They never been a federal employee. I've been doing this for over 19 years. So there are some things that they can't tell you. There's just some things they cannot tell you. Now, are they teaching you the right way? Yes. Are you going to win a government contract? Yes. Nothing they're teaching you is wrong. But what I'm giving you is that one-on-one personal inside touch. I want to be there on a journey with you and teach you the proper way from the beginning to the end. And the templates, trust me, I'm going to give you capability statements. I'm giving you, like I said, I'm giving you email samples. If you want to know how just to communicate in email, we're giving you all that. But again, that one-on-one touch, that is priceless. So you're going to be able to come either on, if you buy the package on Wednesday nights, and I'm going to sit there, I'm going to answer your questions. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to bring up Sam. If you don't know what area you fit in, I'm going to help you figure it out with the next codes. A lot of people think, like you said, it's IT, computers. A lot of people don't know government need everything. Are you a real estate agent right now? I want all my real estate agents people know we need you. If you do appraisals, we need you.
Oh.
See? Yes. Do you pick up trash? We need you. Do you do housekeeping or building cleaning? We need you. Matter of fact, are you a hairdresser? If you're a hairdresser and you make wigs, do you want to be a provider for the VA, a community care provider? We need you.
Wow.
Yes. So
Yeah.
it's not about these high ticket dollar careers or things that people are thinking that the government need. No, we need everyone. Think about running your home. What does it take to run your home? If something breaks, who are you calling? Same thing with the government. HVAC, electrician. We need all that. A plumber, a detailer. We need somebody to go out and detail these government cars.
Hmm. And
If you
people
have
don't,
a skill,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, I say if you have a skill, we need it.
Wow. What about organizing? Somebody that's an
Say it again.
organizer. What if somebody's like organized things?
Oh my God, yes. Okay, so
Oh.
yes, if you are like administrator, organizer, especially like in dashboards, creating like the different dashboards to help the government organize, audit our different systems, kind of taking like all of our old systems and kind of not bringing them forward, but in a more organized way. And it's mostly like the dashboards. We need you. We 100% need you because a lot of government systems are very old, outdated, And we're trying to, be current. We really are, but we have certain skill sets that we need. And a lot of people don't realize our federal government, the White House, OMB, they want to put money into small businesses. They are very passionate about putting money into small businesses. And
Mhm.
that's where it is right now. I'm about to drop, listen, whoever's watching, I'm about to give you a nugget. We're in the third quarter. We're in the third quarter. Fourth quarter is where you want to be positioned. We have to spend all of our money. Each agency has to spend their money. If we don't spend it, we may not get that money back next year. So we're in third quarter. That means go out, get your LLC, register for SAM, and start bidding on contracts. Because in fourth quarter, we are looking for as many small businesses we can award to. Sometimes we are calling you if we know you're out there. So if you are a small business and you now start sending your capability statement to CEOs or the core or the program people, and it's under, guess what? I'm just say, let's say it's $8,000. I'm gonna guess what? I don't need this list. I don't have to put that on the street. I could call and give you that because I'm gonna use my purchase card. You want to take my credit card. So imagine if you get 3, 4, 5 of those
Wow.
in 30 days. Imagine if the government is calling you because we have to spend this money.
Oh. Oh,
Mm.
wow. Mm.
Yes. It's not all the time. Everybody think, oh, I gotta do all this writing. Oh man, I don't know. I don't have the time listen, sometimes it's just being in the right place at the right time.
Mm. And connecting with the right person at the
Correct.
right event, like I did.
Correct. Exactly.
Right on time.
Yes.
This is amazing, Tiffany, because this is life changing. People out here looking for ways to take their business to the next level. I'm one of those people. People out here looking to try to get off their job to be full time, but they just don't know how to do it. And like I said, I've always thought government contracts, you had to go through this background check and you had to have some money and all this, but it's so many ways that y'all can do it. That's why y'all need to connect with Tiffany. Like she said, what they say, Uncle Sam wants you, sam.gov wants you for real.
Exactly. Yes.
Yes.
And let me tell you this. How many people can manage their household with their eyes closed? So what if you're a manager? So what if you go out and win the contract? Let's say you go out and win an HVAC contract. You don't know nothing about HVAC, but guess what? You know how to pick up that phone and call 3 HVAC people. And how about you hire them to now go do that job? So you submit their resume, their skill set to the government, you win that contract. So you're not touching anything. All you're doing is managing that contract to make sure that subcontractor do that work properly. You may go out to a site visit, but you're not doing the work. So you pay your subcontractor and you keep the rest of the money. It's called management.
Mm.
So you don't necessarily have to do the job or be skilled to do that job. And that's the one thing a lot of people don't understand. They think, okay, well, I need a government contract based off my skill level. No, you don't. Do you know how to manage? Do you know how to pay? Like you said, organize,
Mm.
then go win a contract.
Because I look at invoices and I see a lot of invoices they have a lot of subcontractors. I'm like one main construction company will get the contract and then you see all these it just be list of them. And I didn't really pay any attention to it cuz I'm just, looking at these, contracts or whatever. But now that I really think about it, I was like, you don't have to have the skill. You just got to you got to think like strategically. You got to think
Right.
really strategically about stuff. Anything you want to do, it can be accomplished. You just have to connect with the right people, sit
Yes.
out and think out your plan. Like, okay, I really want this big government contract. How do I get it? Who do I need to connect with? It's so many people out there. Like, the city of Detroit has been coming to our church because they have a tree cutting contract, but they can't find anybody in Detroit and they want people in Detroit. I sat down, my neighbor had my tree and her tree cut down. The company that cut these trees down, they were high tech. They had remote equipment. The guy cut down this big tree at the bottom. I've never seen anybody do this. He cut it at the bottom. It fell perfectly in the street. I said, this man is bad. But that man, if I wanted to, I could get the contract and subcontract with him because I seen his work. I was like,
Mhm.
all right, y'all. I hope y'all
And
out
see,
there
they may
thinking,
not be out there bidding. Right. They may be
yeah.
thinking the same thing you're thinking. So they may be waiting on your phone call to expand their business. So it's sometimes it's all about partnership. I think a baseball team, basketball team or football team. You have all these different players, but they all have different skills, but they work together to
Mhm.
win. Same thing. You are the coach. You're building your team with different players, different skills to get the job done.
So, business owners, I want you to think about what she has just told you when she said she was dropping a nugget. It's more than just contracts. When you are a business owner, business is exchanging money. That's what business is. Business is not getting likes. Business is, well, if you're getting paid for that. But I'm saying if you're just getting likes and you're just getting accolades and you're not making money, you're not doing business. And so this was something I heard like I think it was Sunday, and it really resonated in my spirit. I was like, a lot of times we do ministry and we call it business. We want to do
Mhm.
everything for free. We want to be reasonable and everything. I am so guilty at that because I'm a giver.
Mhm.
I like to help people, but sometimes you help people by charging them because they find the value in what they spend. And that's where
Yeah.
I get it. When it's a class that I spend money for, I'm going to show up versus a class that's free. I was like, oh, I watched the recording.
Yes.
So it's a difference in how you find value. So, business owners, I want you to put some comments in the chat so that when I go look at the chat, if you got questions you need to ask Tiffany,
Mhm.
if you got comments, put it in the chat now. So, Tiffany, give us your website. Give us your website. It's in the posting section, but give it to us.
Yes. So my website is www.tlharvey, excuse me, www.tlharveyinvestments.com. So tlharveyinvestments with an S.com.
Okay. Somebody put it in the chat. We already got it up in the posting section. So if you look at the top of this video, you'll see it too. But definitely connect with her. When I tell you, she's talking about these templates that she's giving you. This is the goal. Do you hear me? Because I just recertified with Sam this week. I'm out there. I was like, okay, I'm Googling my NAICS code. I'm like,
That's
which one goes for my business and which one this and that. And and I'm thinking like they asked me something else. I was like, I don't even know. I'm like, I'm just gonna hit the button. And then I had to figure out, they asked me how much dollar amount or something. And so I had to go to SBA and they determined the capability, something like that.
mhm.
And I was like, 15 million. I was like, that number wrong. I ain't putting that number in there. And so I just put a low number. I didn't know. So I just muddled my way through the application, because I didn't want to lose you know, I didn't want to lose my sam.gov access because people
Mhm.
don't know you can get grants on there too.
Correct. Correct. That's
Yes,
where
yes.
yes. So let me say this. The government, we have one system. That's sam.gov. Okay. We have everyone. If you are a grantee, a contractor, you have to be registered with sam.gov. Now, all government contract solicitations are posted to sam.gov. Now, all grants are posted to grants.gov. So two different systems, but everyone has to be registered in sam.gov.
All right, y'all. All right. We didn't even get to the mixing business.
We're right, we haven't got there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just tell us a little bit about the mixing business, and then we're gonna break. That'll give people an opportunity to put something in the comment.
Yes, please. Whatever questions you have tonight, take advantage of it. I'm here. If you have any questions, but the mixing business, pick your sweet poison. That just came about as a hobby. We all have hobbies that sometimes turn into a business. I went to FAMU. We pregame, we had a good time. So as life went on, I made drinks, just, family, friends, get-togethers. And, you know, in 2020, I went through a really painful divorce. And I had some friends who just did not want me to be alone. They didn't want me to go through that alone. So, they came over to keep me company. We had dinner, we had drinks. And a friend of mine said, you have a skill. You don't use cocktail recipes. I had no clue. I'm just mixing the drinks and make sure they taste good for everyone. And I just kind of looked into it. It's like, can I make this a business? Is there a something out there? And there was. So, it started with my cocktail recipe cards that are on Amazon called Pick Your Sweet Poison. There's over 60 plus cocktail recipe cards out there. It's catered to women. My passion is for women to enjoy not only a delicious cocktail, but you know how to make it with comfort from the comfort of your home. That's what my passion is. And so once I had the cocktail recipe cards, everybody like, well, Tiffany, are you going to show us? Can you show us how to make it? So that's where my business kind of evolved last year. Now I offer virtual classes. I also offer in-person classes. Last year I did Salesforce, a Fortune 500 company, as a team building virtually, and it was absolutely amazing. So, if you're at a company and you want to get your team together and, COVID got everybody dispersed, think about a mixology class.
So, Tiffany, this is business number two, y'all. She does mocktails too. In case
Yes,
y'all don't
mocktails
know,
as well. Yes.
yeah, she does mocktails. In case y'all don't know what mocktails is, that's a drink without that little extra alcohol that make you feel really, really good and relaxed. And so she does that also. That's for my Christian people that's out there. This
Yes.
communion. I know y'all do communion without the crackers, just the wine only, but she does have mocktails also.
Yes, I do both. We do cocktails and mocktails. So
Okay.
if you need anything, I can specialize, customize to whatever you like.
Tiffany, I want to tell you this. You are amazing.
You.
You are amazing. You are that Proverbs 31 and 10 woman that's using every bit of her gifts that God has given you. You could just stick with I'm just going to do this. And a lot of people tell people stay with one thing, but there's some people out there that are just serial entrepreneurs, meaning that God has dropped into us multiple businesses. You know, yeah, we might have to stop and just build this one, then build that one, and build this one, build out different legs. But for some of us, we end up with multiple business. You look at the billionaires. Amazon started off just selling used books. I remember that. That's all they sold. Then they sold CDs. Now look at everything they sell, everything they do, all that. They just branch out. So business is like a tree. You get
Yeah.
you get rooted, and then God will just give you branches of it. You just get
Yeah.
rooted on one thing. I'm helping people. Lord, show me what I
Mhm.
can do to help. He said, well, you can help this person by doing this and that. So you're amazing. That's what I want you to know. So I'm gonna give you 1 minute to say whatever you want to say, and I'm gonna go look on Facebook and see what people have put out there, what they want to say, and go right ahead. You have 60 seconds.
So I would like to tell anyone, don't let fear stop you. If you are a business owner, or even if you're not a business owner, but you want to elevate this year in this season of your life, take the steps that I'm providing you tonight. Take the leap, reach out to me and let's just have a conversation to see how can we take your business to the next level, or how can we increase your income to the next level. If you want to go anywhere in life, it's about learning something new and stepping out on faith, and do not let fear hold you back. You cannot do that. You will never get anywhere in life if you do not explore and open yourself up to new things.
Amen. Give me your website again, Tiffany.
Yes, go to tlharveyinvestments.com.
All righty. So far we have out there Renee. She just said hello and Blair Cherie. And Blair Cherie said, can it be a one man show? I'm not sure about that. I guess with the contracts,
Yeah,
She's asking. Okay,
yes,
yep, it
yes,
can
we
just be
can.
one person.
Yes.
Then we got Gwen out there praising the Lord. She said, "Yes, Lord." So, okay. Usually, I found out when people don't ask a lot of questions, that means you gave them enough information that they don't have to ask questions. Wow, y'all, I hate to shift the show, but it's the second part. Thank you, Tiffany, for what you just said. Those 60 seconds, those are powerful, just like you, powerful. So, we want to talk about your career as a speaker. And if you've been listening to her tonight, you can tell she is an excellent communicator. I met her actually at the Leadership Experience Tour. So, she's fresh off the Leadership Experience Tour, which is the #1 platform for aspiring speakers. And you know what drew me to her? She had on this bad green dress, y'all, and she was wearing it. It was no bulges, it was nothing. And she was wearing it. You know, she was like, she showed up with her cape. She was like Superwoman with the cape. And she also rocked it on the stage, also. But we want to go a little bit more personal because you see the business side of her. You know, she running 3 businesses. And I know if you like me, I'm like, I'm over here scraping, running this one business and working full time, and you doing 3. I was like, she punking us out, y'all. So you know we can do this one business. Come on, y'all. Put in the chat. We can do it.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we want to talk about your marriage and then your divorce. Some of the things that happen in your marriage. And before you was a speaker, before we talk about your career as a speaker, we got to go to the marriage because from your marriage and everything you went through, that's how you kind of evolved into being a speaker. So just tell us about what you went through in your marriage.
Like so many marriages, they failed. Some saw them coming and some didn't. And unfortunately for me, I didn't see my marriage ending after 3 years. It really was an unexpected storm that really hit me like a Katrina-sized hurricane five, just came into my life and it just shattered me. It really did. I thought I had the perfect marriage. I thought I was living the American dream. You know, got married, we had a new baby, beautiful home. We both had great careers. But it really did change after I became pregnant with our son. Coming home late, communication stopped, intimacy stopped, man, stop touching me. So as a woman who was really trying to save her marriage, I did everything I thought I could do. I talked. We went back to marriage counseling, but my voice was never heard. It doesn't matter what I said. I felt like I never could get through to him because I realized the man I married was not the man who I thought he was. He really was a different person. So I really thought if we took some time apart, our love would come back stronger. But when I said, let's take some time apart to work on the marriage, he asked for a divorce. He bought a house. And all that happened within like 10 days of just saying, let's take some time apart. I was shattered. We had just celebrated our third anniversary. My son had just turned 2 years old. And when I really thought my heart couldn't bleed anymore, I overheard him tell his mom I was never his queen.
Oh,
That sent me in a spiral, like quickly. I felt like I was in a very dark space. And thank God for him putting family and friends in my life. But also, I went and saw a therapist. Matter of fact, I had 2 therapists. I had a Christian therapist and I had a medical professional therapist because I needed both of them. Because when I realized what was happening and what had just blown into my life, I couldn't do it without both because I needed my Christian therapy to keep instilling me that the faith that I had and the foundation that my mom and my grandmother and my family instilled in me, it was there. It wasn't broken. And that also God had already prepared me for this storm. I just didn't know it. But I needed my medical professional over here to keep me sane. Voices in your head, your own voices get really bad at times. A lot of people don't talk about that. But when you left alone sometimes with your crying, your emotions, and you're left alone with your own voices going in your head, you could kind of start thinking some really negative thoughts. You kind of go down a dark road really quickly. So I needed her to kind of keep me, back in reality, to keep me here. And so it took, God, therapy, family, friends, for me to not break. I didn't break. I actually learned that that storm was my blessing. I learned it was, and once I realized it was my blessing and God prepared me for that, I was ready to take on life. I knew there was nothing that that man could do to break me. There was nothing that he could try to throw at my way that it would prosper. No, no weapon. I was ready for the fight. And I'm sitting here to tell you, I won that fight. I'm still winning that fight on so many levels. So I thank him. Thank you. Thank you for the divorce. Thank you for walking out because I may not have known my own strength. I would not be sitting here with you right now if that storm did not come into my life.
That's powerful. That's powerful to thank somebody that took you through the worst moments of your life. And it had to be hurtful to hear somebody that you thought loved you said that you never was basically the one. So that could have shook your confidence to the core, because that meant that it felt like your marriage was based upon a lie, you
Yeah,
know?
it really
Yeah.
was. It was. I mean, honestly, once I learned some other things, it really was based upon a lie. It was not based on love. My love was genuine. My love was pure. I went into the marriage, loving him, loving his son, accepting the good and the bad. But I didn't get that back, unfortunately. And, now looking back, it's okay. I saw some red flags. They wasn't bright red. None of us are perfect. But when you going into a relationship and you're not looking for red flags, you know, sometimes that gets us, because I was like, I wasn't looking for him. There were some things, but it's like he wasn't perfect, just like I wasn't perfect. But then you also have to, I tell people, you have to remember that some people just do come into your life to deceive you. The devil in sheep's cloth. That's their whole sole purpose is to come in to kill, steal, and destroy you. So it doesn't matter if I saw the red flags, the green flags, the yellow, the burgundy, orange, whatever color it was. That was his purpose. But I just thank God for the discernment and the wisdom to see what was going on and to be able to walk away.
Isn't it something how God can take our ashes and fashion something so beautiful from them? Sometimes you have to go through the furnace of the fire in order to get to know what your purpose is.
Mm-hmm.
Because God has to test his word in you. You can ask Joseph. Joseph went from the pit to prison to the
Yes.
palace, and all that was because God was trying his word in him. Will you believe what I showed you, even when it looks impossible? And
Mm-hmm.
so you said you saw some red flags in the beginning. They probably look a little pink because when we be in love, everything look pink. It don't look red. It look pink. It was a cute little pink flag that you saw. But what I know this is off the cuff, but what was some things you would tell ladies, two things you would tell ladies to look for in a
You know
relationship,
what?
in
I really
dating?
would tell them one, not even one thing to look for, but know your boundaries and do not lower them for anyone. Because a lot of people say, oh, your list is too high. Your standards are too high. Your this is that. Guess what? You are worth everything on that list. But that's where we mess up. Sometimes we remove standards, but it was actually a boundary. And that boundary was set to protect you. But we allow other people to get in our ear. So if I had to tell anyone anything, don't allow other people who are not walking in your shoes and not living your life to tell you what you deserve.
Mm. Period.
Period. Period.
Period. Okay? Because it's something how people tell you when it comes to relationships, your standards too high. Baby, I have to live with this person for the rest of my life. Every
Yeah.
fight, every argument, every love, everything that I'm going to experience, you're not going to experience that with me. But I think people still have that mindset of just be with somebody and just work it out. Anybody's better than you being by yourself. There's
Mm-mm.
nothing wrong with you being by yourself. When I tell you the amount of peace I have, I could put in a bottle and sell it.
Yeah.
Just not meaning that I'm just totally by myself, but I'm saying I'm not in a relationship with drama. I'm not in a relationship where this person, what you been doing, tearing me down and stuff like that. People have gotten away from friendship. And even when I
Yeah.
tell people, I say, well, just date him for friendship. I want to be married. That's good. You still have to have a foundation of friendship. Friendship does not mean you X'd him out to ever marry. Friendship is a good foundation to build up on, and that's what you should build up. We try to put love, marriage, and then friendship. You making a sandwich all wrong. That's like putting the meat on the outside of two pieces of bread, y'all. So, speaking, like you said, after you had your divorce,
Mhm.
you've you started speaking your truth. Did
Yes,
that help you with your healing?
it did. One of the things that both my therapists tried to get me to do for a really long time was to journal and write. And I fought them tooth and nails. I really did. But once I started writing down, not really my feelings, but my prayers, the prayers that I really was praying for that I really couldn't say to God, but I could write it down, if that makes sense, to heal my heart, heal my soul, let me walk away with this one peace of mind. Not the old Tiffany, but I want a new Tiffany. I want a better version of me. Um, so I had a good friend of mine, Monique Pearson. She was also at the leadership tour, and she has been on this journey with me from day one. And she knew my testimony. And she's like, it's a project, and was called Joy 365, a daily devotional where we all had to contribute to. And that was the gateway. And I wrote my devotional, and I titled "I'm Built for This." And that has been my motto from day one. I'm built for this. And I heard someone say that, hey, now what else you gonna do, Tiffany? What else you gonna do? You wrote your testimony is not for you. The test was for you. The testimony is for someone else and is meant for you to share. That's why God gave it to you. So I was like, okay, well, God, what you want me to do? I'm gonna be obedient in the word. And every time I turn around, I have had these opportunities to share my journey and my testimony. And I am honestly, every time I speak, I am really overwhelmed of who comes, people that come up to me and really say thank you. Thank you for sharing your testimony. Thank you just for being so raw and so real, because I thought I shouldn't have been, I thought I wasn't doing this right. Or I thought I was maybe getting ahead of God. Like, God, is this really what you want me to do? Because I don't know. I'm not too sure. But as soon as I question and ask that question, let me say that it's okay to ask God a question, y'all. It is okay to ask God a question. But as soon as I asked him, he gave me so much clarity. He gave me so much clarity, like, this is right where I need you to be, but I need you to go further. And I'm going to take you further to share your message as many places as many people can hear you. So, we were both on the leadership tour, was what a great opportunity. Last year, I was able to speak at the All Black National Convention, which was a great opportunity. So I am so looking forward what God has in store for me when it comes to speaking.
Isn't it something how people think they're sent into your life to destroy it when they're actually there to destroy what is holding you back from what is really your life? you know. And so tell us about your book, Healing But Not Broken.
Yes. So Healing But Not Broken is an inspirational journal and workbook. The one thing that kind of makes it different is that I share my testimony with you throughout the pages, throughout each chapter. Um, there were certain things I did during my healing journey. And I know that's a lot. A lot of that, a lot of people struggle with is what I'm learning. They don't understand what they need to do, what tips or strategies. Now, what I did may not work for you because my storm and my story may not be like yours. But I shared everything I did that helped me along my journey. One, like when the first thing I did is found peace. I talk about why you need to find peace in every storm, in every challenge that you go through. You know, if you know anything about a hurricane, there's an eye of the storm, which is in the center. But guess what? That's the most peaceful place in the storm. So, in the midst of your storm, if you want to make it through any storm, you have to find the peace in that storm. And but guess what? You may have to walk head first into that storm, and that's okay. It's going to be bumpy. It's going to be, a little shaky. You may be afraid, but if you're going to survive it, you got to get to the peace because that's where God is going to renew your energy. That's where He's going to speak to you. That's where He's going to encourage you, and He's going to tell you the plan of what he has to get you through that storm. But also you have to know who you're talking to. And you have to know who you're talking to through every storm. Not all voices are good voices. Even your own voice may not be good at times. Mine was not good at times, y'all. Trust me. I don't know who's going to agree with me on that. But you have to know who to talk to because at the end of the day, God wants you to lean on him first, not your own understanding, not your friends, your family, and not even your therapist. He wants you to come to him and speak to him. But when you have so many people in your ear distracting you, they're blocking out God's voice. So he wants you to seek him in peace and come to him, and he will guide you through that storm. He will tell you exactly what you need to do to get to the storm. And another strategy is, you have to be able to learn the lessons. And I think that's the biggest one. Learn the lesson of why the storm came into your life. If you don't learn that lesson, that same storm is going to continue to repeat itself over and over and over again. Some people, they're like, well, I keep finding myself with the same bad man. I keep ending up in the same bad marriage. My money keep being low. Why? Because you're not learning the lesson. God will not take you through something he can't develop you in, i.e., you need to learn the lesson of that storm. He will develop you within every storm, but you have to know what the lesson is. So, those are just some of the tips I share in the journal, along with where I was when I implement that tip or how I was feeling. I really wanted this journal and workbook to be like you had a friend. I'm on there with you. You're not alone. And a lot of people feel like they are alone when they're in the midst of their storm or a challenge or battle or whatever's going on. A lot of people feel like they don't have anybody to turn to. So I really wanted to write this on a very personal level and know that you have a friend in me and know that I went through it, but you can get through it as well.
That's good. Everything you said was really good. I'm just sitting here thinking, how did we get your journal, your workbook?
So Healing But Not Broken is on Amazon. If you get it in a hardback, the paperback, if you have a Kindle, ebook, you can write on, you can write on it. But I tell people the hardback or the paperback is good, and it has affirmations in throughout the whole book, just to encourage you. Affirmations got me through. It really, really did. That was the first thing I turned to. I have a whole nother story that most people don't know about why I didn't break in this storm because God prepared me when I was in the military. I went had a very hard time when I came into the military, when I got when I reported to my first ship in 2005. I was only 25 years old coming in as a naval officer. I had no clue what I was getting into. I just decided I was a naval officer and I could pay back my student loans. I'm gonna be honest. But when I stepped on board that ship and they said you are one or two women, you the only black woman, and over almost 3 years, there wasn't a lot of people that looked like me. I mean, at the most, we had maybe about 9 or 10 women. It was an all male ship just because of the way it was designed back in the 1960s. I didn't know my voice was going to be getting shut out. I didn't know that they really was going to try to break me down. I really was losing who I was, and I started drinking. But before I could even go down that path good enough, God sent somebody in my life to really stop me. It was a blessing, and it was the chaplain. And one day he just said, Tiffany, how are you doing today? Because I had just got hit with fraternization, basically meaning someone accused me of sleeping with one of my sailors, which wasn't true. And that was a breaking point for me. It was a breaking point. I felt like someone stole my voice. I felt like they took something away from me. They accused me of something I didn't do, where it just really it ruined me. And I was like, wow, somebody just stole something from me that I can't get back. And so I really started drinking for a little while. And he asked me one day, he said, Tiffany, how are you doing? And I wanted to tell the truth so bad. I really did. But I was so afraid with everything that was going on and being accused and my voice not being heard. Like, he not going to believe me. So I said, I'm fine. I'm okay. He saw right through me. He saw through me. And that day on, he gave me daily affirmations. He gave me videos of sermons. And he poured into me where I could not pour into myself. And if I could see him today, I would say thank you. Because he just don't know he saved my life that day.
That's powerful.
So I tell people, God will prepare you for something, for a much bigger storm. You don't see it when you're in it, but when you reflect on it, you'll understand how life really does connect. It really does. So that there, those daily affirmations was the first thing I did when I found that I was getting a divorce. I put daily affirmations all around my computer with sticky notes, and I read them every day. I put a new one up every single day. So again, that seed was planted then, but it saved my life then, but it also saved my life in 2020.
Woo! That was a bonus. That was a bonus. That was good. I was just imagining how, I've heard stories about people being in the military and the things, especially as women, that they have went through. And we've seen things on the news what they have done to some of the women in the military. So I can't imagine, being the minority number one woman and being a woman and then a double minority, a black woman. So I can't even imagine what you went through. And like I said, the enemy be thinking he tearing you down, Tiffany, but this is what God uses to build you up. And ladies,
Correct.
just like Tiffany said, we're built for this.
Yes, we are.
God has built us to withstand some things because let me tell you, women have been through some stuff and still going through some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the enemy is just mad at us because of Jesus Christ, because we brought the seed of Jesus Christ in this world and he just have it out for us. But it's biblical. But God has created us to be strong enough to stand. So I'm gonna let you do a 2 minute closeout. I pulled up your website so they can see your you got two, right? What's
Got
what's your
three.
Oh, all right. We're gonna go with the what's the Tiffany Speak?
Speak with Tiffany.
Okay, wait a minute. All right.
Speakwithtiffany.com.
Okay, let's see here. If my computer will let me, it won't. So I got your TL Harvey. Just 1 minute. That was one more thing, y'all. I had computer issues too. So y'all see why we had so much difficulties today because of what she said was very impactful. Give us your website again.
So yes, you have tlharveyinvestments.com. If you're interested in any mixology, cocktails or mocktails, that is pickyour-sweetpoison.com, pickyour-sweetpoison.com. Also, speakwithtiffany.com. If you're interested, in me being a motivational speaker or interested in any other things we have going on, please reach out to me because we do have a youth piece where I'm just starting becoming a youth CEO academy for our kids and pouring into them and teaching them they could be young CEOs and build that confidence in them now. So that's speakwithtiffany.com.
Okay. All right. Because my computer is acting up. My computer is not saved today. So go ahead, give us your 2 minute closeout and we be done for the night. Go right ahead, Miss Tiffany.
Yes, so I just want to encourage everyone, no matter what your story is, no matter what path you're on right now, just know that not all storms come into your life to break you. Some come to put you on your path and your purpose. God designed all of our paths. He even sent angels ahead of us to clear the road. So it doesn't matter what you're going through today. I assure you, tomorrow is a much better place if you have faith and you trust in the Heavenly Father and stand on His word. He will get you through anything. So if you are struggling in your business, you're struggling in your marriage, you're just struggling with who you are today, just seek out His word. Seek Him out. Just sit with Him just for a moment and just ask Him to speak to you. He will. He will guide you wherever you need to go. He will put you on that path and that purpose. I assure you, no storm lasts forever. Every storm has to pass. The sun has to come out again. You can also find me. If you need a friend and you need somebody to talk to, send me an email. Go to my website, connect with me, and just say, Tiffany, I need to talk. I will be that friend that you can lean on. I'm a good listener. Just reach out to me. But I encourage all of you, and I know you all want to do great things.
Amen. All right, y'all. Um, my computer did not want to share. It didn't know about caring. That's okay. Thank you, Tiffany, for tonight. Tiffany really opened our minds and our hearts to a lot of things. She showed us how that the storm might come to destroy, but if you built for this, you're able to get through the storm. There's always the sun after the storm. A storm does not
Mhm.
last forever. You know, you never heard of a storm going on for like a whole month, have you? It has to stop. It might start again, but it has to stop. So I want to encourage everybody out there to be strong and to be encouraged in the Lord. The Lord has encouraged her. The Lord has showed up for her countless times, and God has made her strong. Because trust me, if I went through 1/4, about 10 minutes of what you've been through, I would have just been somewhere with about 5, 6, 7 therapists. But God has been your strength. God has been your go-to. God has hid you up under his wings. And because of that, you have such a strong testimony. Like you said, the test was for you, but the testimony was for all of us. So everybody, I want to thank you for watching. I'll be back next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. I'm looking for a guest for next week. So if you think you're my guest for next week, put in the chat, I'm the one, I'm the one. But reach out to Tiffany. Give me your website one more time, Tiffany.
Yes, tlharveyinvestments.com, or you go to speakwithtiffany.com.
Okay, that's great. All right, let me see if my computer will let us exit, which it won't. It's like, no, you about to stay on for another 2, 3 hours. But that's okay. Let me see. While we're sitting here waiting on this, let's see if who put what in the chat. Because
Okay, give me 1 second. So we're off camera, right?
No, ma'am.
Oh,
We still on Facebook. All
let
right,
me
let's
see
see.
here.
Let's see what somebody said. Oh, Renee said great information. Tiffany Lewis sent you a heart. Latanya said awesome
Oh,
interview, cousin. And Tiffany put in there, I'm built for this. She said, I love it. Thanks, Tiffany. And then you got some hearts out there from Michelle McKinney, and she put in there, I am the one.
oh, wow.